I'm going to be putting on some makeup as I am preparing to head on off to Disney in about a week. We're so incredibly excited here in the Larson household. Do me a favor and put a hashtag replay, because if you're watching this now, it's because it's on the replay, and I love to see where people are tuning in from. Make sure that the video is able to be seen, so let me know that. I'm just going to click a couple little things, make sure that we are out and about, and my friends, whoop, see, there we go, out and about, and we're good, we're on. But I just want to make sure your comments are working. So I'm going to be chatting Disney while I get things ready, starting things off. I'm prepping my skin and I'm prepping myself for a routine for long-lasting wear while we are out in Disney next week. So what I'm doing is going to be really great if you have weddings, holidays, you yourself are going on vacation, maybe you live in an environment that's really humid, maybe you work really long hours at work, but you want your makeup to look chef's kiss amazing. Hey Rachel, how's it going? The first thing I recommend you doing is grabbing my Prime and Set spray, which is at minutewithmary.com. I am going to put a link for all of the items that I'm using here, so if you have any questions you can check it out. Dun, 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 dun. Let's put that in. Boom. So the Prime and Set Mist can be used as a primer or as a setting product. This is a game changer if you haven't gotten it yet. I am going to be using it in multiple stops of my routine to really lock and seal it in. So if humidity, long-lasting wear, maybe you wear a mask a lot, if that's an issue for you, if you feel like your makeup isn't sitting well on your face, if it looks like it's cakey, but your skincare routine is great, I'm telling you the Prime and Set Mist needs to be in your shopping cart. And it is on sale. All of my base face items and tools are on sale only through September, so that ends Friday. If you want any of these items 20 to 25% off, head on over to minutewithmary.com or just click that link that I shared below and you will be good to go. So I am going to use my Mattifying Primer, and this is one of the top things that I recommend for people because it fills in your pores and your fine lines, and it's going to create a great barrier in case you have sweat, oil, all of that kind of stuff. So because I'm going to a humid environment in Disney, I definitely want to have this mattifying primer. It is totally okay if you have more dry skin types. And if your skin is more textured, you've got those pores, you've got those fine lines, issues along that, you are going to want to have this mattifying primer because it is going to be a game changer. So Rachel said, I was just listening to the Rings of Power. My nickname for it, that's my, oh, yay! I like that. Rings of Pod Hour. I love that. Pause it so we can hop on here. Thank you, Rachel. You're so incredibly sweet. And friends, if you ever want to get notified of when I go live, you can just tap my freckled nose, and up's going to come a little bell where you can get the notifications when I go live. So if you don't want to miss it, if you want to make sure that it's in your notifications, even if you watch it later in the day and I can keep you company, or you can do your makeup along with me, that's always fun. Just tap that freckled nose right there and the notifications will come up, so you will get that. So we've got the Prime and Set spray. I've now got the primer, and I'm actually going to do another layer of this Prime and Set mist. It's different than the spray because it is a light mist. So this is my foundation base. I am making sure those pores, those lines, the oils, all of that is going to have a nice barrier. And while that's setting, because you do need to let it set for a couple of minutes, I'm going to go work on my eyes. So I'm debating right now on what I'm going to be taking to Disney. I'm thinking I'm actually going to be taking palette 9, which I did include in the comments here, because it has all of these eyeshadows. What's awesome about this palette is that it's foolproof. You can choose 1 shadow, 2 shadows, or you can choose 3. And if you're like, well, which 3? You basically do a tic-tac-toe. You just go in a row or diagonally, and those will definitely be complementary. So if you're someone who's traveling, or maybe you just kind of want to have a one and done eyeshadow kit, this is awesome. You can also use it for your blush, your eyebrows, your eyeliner. Like, it's super amazing, even a highlight. So I'm going to probably take this because it is easy, it is compact. I find that these kind of pre-made palettes are fine with traveling. Like, I'm not going to have to worry about it breaking. So this is going to be my jam. So I'm going to actually start to work on my eyes while the primer sets. We do our eyes first. That way, if any eyeshadow does fall out, it's not going to be stuck in my freshly done concealer. I like to have a nice blank palette on my eyes so that all of my freckles and my discoloration and veins aren't coming through. And recently, I've actually been using spray foundation as my eye concealer. If you have really thin, crepey under eye skin, dry under eye skin, or no matter what you do, your concealer doesn't lie flat, you're gonna wanna try this out. So you give it a good shake, and you're going to want a color that is lighter than your foundation shade. And if you need a color match, message me. Remember, my foundation sale is only going on through Friday. So you want to make sure that that is going on. Rachel, while you're here, tell me, what are you thinking about Rings of Power? Tell me everything. Taking just a damp blending bud, spraying, I have the lightest shade right here called Scarlet. And yeah, I'm absolutely loving the show. Oh no, what just happened? Did I just lose you? There we go. I pushed a button on my keyboard and y'all went away. Y'all disappeared. I am absolutely loving the show. I personally am enjoying Rings of Power more than I am enjoying House of the Dragon. It's just more my style of a show. I know that my opinion is very different than many people's. I'm pretty sure it's different than Blake's. Blake is more of a Game of Thrones person than Lord of the Rings. So that's okay. I think that that's kind of an easy way to gauge it. Like, if people are more into Lord of the Rings, they're probably going to like Rings of Power more than House of the Dragon, and vice versa. I like the Rings of Power because it's just, I love Middle Earth. I love all of the stories and the people that Tolkien has brought into our world. And I just think that Amazon Prime and the composer Bear McCreary are doing such a beautiful job creating a similar environment to what we had in the Peter Jackson movies scored by Howard Shore. And yet it's their own, because it can't be exactly the same. Like, there's all these legalities to it where they can't like copy the movies, but they're still making it feel similar. So to me, I'm loving it. I am still enjoying House of the Dragon. Don't get me wrong. I'm obviously podcasting about both, but I am enjoying Rings of Power more, and that's just because it's more my style. All right, so I've got that spray foundation in a light shade on my eyelids pressed with that blending bud. I am going to go in now with this light matte shade from palette number 9 and a big old blending brush just to kind of set that product. So if you were using concealer, you would still set it. Anytime you have a liquidy kind of product, if you're not setting it and it's in an area where there's fine lines or there's creases like my eyelid creases because I'm opening and shedding it, if it's a liquid or a cream and you don't set it with some type of powder or a setting spray, it's going to most likely bunch up. The only one that I have really found, like, this doesn't bunch that much, I'll be real with you, because it's such a thin product, and my liquid shadows don't really bunch. But the other reason that I like to do this is because now the other shadows that I'm going to put on it will blend seamlessly because it will be powder on powder and everybody's going to be happy. Hi Rose, thank you so much for the hashtag Hello Lovely. So Rachel says, I'm really enjoying the show, the music especially, and your podcast helps me understand so much better. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy. We were nervous that we weren't like high level Lord of the Rings nerds, that we may not be giving a lot of great insight, but I appreciate that we're helping. Plus, Rachel says, I love listening to you guys. Give us the meat and give it to us raw. Give me the meat and give it to me raw. Oh goodness, a great quote by Prince Durin. All right, so now I'm going to go in with a transition shade. The star of the show for this look is going to be a bold lip. I am going to be wearing this bright Feelin' Fuchsia. It's part of my new Splash Liquid Lippy collection, Lasts All Day. It's matte. I love this shade, so I cannot wait to rock it in Disney. And so when I do a really bold lip, I like to try to tone down my eyes a little bit. But I was thinking like maybe I'll still do it in the pink kind of range. So I'm going to go with this matte pink shade right here, still with that same brush, this fluffy blending brush. So when you travel, do you still wear makeup? Do you skip the makeup? And if you do wear makeup, do you try to consolidate as well? Or do you bring up the whole kit and caboodle? I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little nervous because I am trying to pack early. Which is so unlike me. Now my family hasn't really gone on trips since we've really had kids. We went on like a cruise and we've done a lot of lake houses, but we haven't, aside from the cruise, we haven't flown and we haven't gone on a really big, this is gonna easily be our biggest family vacation so far. So I'm seeing why parents pack ahead of time because it's not just about you, right? Like if it's just you, you can always sit there and say, if I forget something, toothpaste, toothbrush, whatever, I can just run out and get it. But when you have a total of 4 people and you're spending a good amount of money and there's all this extra stuff, the last thing I want to have to worry about is that I forgot a swimsuit or I forgot whatever. So I am packing early. Now with this matte pink shade, I'm doing it in my crease. I'm going a little bit above and I'm bringing it a little bit down on the lid of my eye. This placement is called a transition shade. It allows the other shadows to transition into it. The great thing is that if you're new or if you're quick, you need to be really quick, a transition shade by itself looks fabulous. See, it looks nice and pretty. I've got a little pink on my eyelids and I'd be good to go if I wanted to stop here. I'm not gonna stop here, but that is what a transition shade is. You usually want it to be a matte light shade. Let's see what you're saying all over here, friends. We've got Rachel saying, I've been listening to both versions of the Wandering song that the Harfoot girls were singing. I know deep down I'm 100% a Harfoot. Yes, I love that. Amy says, yes, I wear makeup while traveling. Never know who you might run into. I love that, Amy. And Rose says, I go light makeup on vacation, going to Disneyland or Disney World. I'm going to Disney World, Rose. We're going to Florida. Going to Florida, can't wait. All right, so I want to deepen this up a little bit and keeping that nice long-lasting wear. You know what I forgot? I even took it out. I wanted to put on eye primer. That's what I wanted to put on. Oh well, time is gone. But if you're, once again, somewhere humid, you got to worry about long-term issues, you may want to have eye primer. I'm going to see how mine do without it. Generally, I don't need it as these are infused with some eye primer, but you never know when it gets humid down there. So I'm taking a, what is this? A fluffy crease brush. It's kind of like if a crease brush and a blending brush had a baby. You can see it's a wee bit smaller than my blending brush. And what this is going to do is it's going to concentrate the product a little bit more. This is great for those deeper shades. So I'm going to go in, let's see, what am I feeling? Yeah, I'm just going to keep sticking with the kind of pink color since I'm going to be doing a fuchsia. Now, as I said, I want my lips to be the star of the show. So this is going to be a very little bit of eyeshadow, not to deter away from the fuchsia eyes that I'm going to be doing. So I'm placing this right in that outer third of my eye, and I'm actually going to make more like a 7. So the 7, the top part of the 7 is going to go into the crease and then down to the eyelid. It almost becomes more of like a triangle shape. This is what people refer to as the outer V. And this technique is great on all eye shapes. And the cool thing with this palette is you could honestly do these same techniques and just switch the colors and do the same placement, and it's gonna look like you have different eyeshadow looks every single day, which in a sense you will because they're different colors, but you could just use the same techniques, but switch out the colors. And that is a great tip that I have for you. Rather than trying to master a million different eyeshadow techniques, find a simple one like this. So I did transition. Now I'm doing my outer V, and then I'm going to do a little color on the lid, and then really master it, and then try it with some different shadow colors. So this is just that fluffy crease brush, so it's picked up a bit more of that pigment, and you can see what it did, but the difference between the two eyes. So this is just the transition shade, and now this is a bit of a darker shade in the outer V. So I am trying to make sure that I start the packing, and I have like a list of things that I need to get and places I need to go. I need to go to the dollar store and go pick up some more $1 ponchos. And I gotta tell you, I am a lucky duck that I am not in Disney World right now because Disney World is shut down today due to Hurricane, is it Ian? So if any of you are in that area where you're being bombarded by Ian, I am sending you prayers and thoughts and hoping that you are able to stay safe. And now I'm just crossing my fingers that no other hurricanes want to make their way to the eastern seaboard, because whether it hits Florida or it hits my home state here in Rhode Island, I don't want any of it. So it can hold off for a couple of weeks and let me do my thing. All right, so the cool thing about this fluffy crease brush is it does have some of those blending capabilities that the regular fluffy brush gets to have, you know, the fluffy blending brush. And there we go, really pretty, nice and simple. Now I'm gonna go back to that same blending brush, and I'm gonna go in my shimmer light shade right here. This is the one that I was telling you can also use for a highlight. Is that the one? Yes. I'm a little blind, and I'm just going to pat this on my lid. You can use whatever kind of brush you have, but when I travel, I take a lot less brushes, and I just try to use the same brushes for multi-purpose. So I didn't want to get a dark color inside this brush, as I knew I was going to be working with something light. So this goes on the more inner 2/3 of your eye. It's going to help brighten it and make you look more awake. I'm going to take a little bit and put it underneath that brow bone so a little bit of it gets to reflect and give a little bit of a lift. And last but not least, I'm going to take a liner brush. You can take a liner shader brush. I just can't find mine right now. And I am going to put it in a bit darker of a shade. I'm going to put it right in this one right here. And I'm going to use this as a bit of an eyeliner. Let's see. Rachel says, I definitely do my makeup on trips, especially Disney trips. We go all out. Outfits, ears, makeup, Loungefly bugs, everything. I love that. So, Rachel, here's some fun questions for you. How early do I need to start, like, waking up the family? Because our plan is we want to hit the parks open. We want to hit the parks when they open. We are staying on site. So, see, I got a little bit of eyeshadow there, so it's a good thing I didn't put on my foundation. We are staying at a Disney resort so we can get in early to the parks. But, you know, we're going to need to catch the buses, and then we want to get there and do what we need to do. My plan is that I want to order groceries so we can eat breakfast in our rooms. We won't have to stop and get anything or get any coffee. You know, I'd rather us hurry up, get to the parks, do what we need to do, and kind of get a jump start to the day. So I'd love to know, especially when you go with doodles and, you know, you've got a little one in tow, what your morning routine looks like, because this is going to be, as I said, our first time. I've only been to Disney World for one day. Blake and I went in 2019. We went for one day to Disney World and one day to Universal Studios. And it was awesome, but it's very different when it's like two adults who can just do whatever they want to do versus a family of four. So I am excited and nervous. So I'm just taking this darker shadow with a liner shader brush, and I'm just doing kind of like a smoked out eyeliner just to help give a little bit more emphasis to the eyes without having to have anything too strong or anything like that. Okay. So now that my face has been able to sit and the primer's been able to sit and the Prime and Set spray has been able to sit, I can now go in with my foundation. If you're watching, tuning in, give me a hashtag, hello lovely. I want to see who's here. I can see a few more people are here. So I want to say a proper little hello. Amy says, my brother will be in Disney next week. He is a Union Glazier. Is that what you're saying? Hold on. He's a Union... Yeah, what is a Union Glazier? Tell me what that even means. I'm saying the right word. I just don't know what it means. So I'm going to take my spray foundation, same thing that I used for my eyes, but now I'm going to use it in my foundation shade. Give it a good shake. This can create medium to fuller coverage, so it's going to cover up all the things that make me not feel too confident about myself when I know I'm going to be photographed like all day long, and it's feather light, so it's not going to feel cakey or heavy or anything like that. So you spray it on the brush, you apply it to the spots where you need the coverage first. So I go directly to my dark spots that do not bring me joy. I do less on my freckles because my freckles do bring me joy, but those age spots, those big old age spots, they're not my favorites. So I cover them up. And the spray foundation, you do want to work quickly and in small sections. So you can see I'm working kind of on this quarter of my face, and I'm pressing the product in. And I'm blending it a little bit onto my ears, a little bit down here. It took me a quick second to figure out what my faux tan color was. This color right here is called Chiffon. So I have been using some self tanner, and I've been wanting to make sure that I had the right shade so that way I wouldn't be the wrong color when I head to vacation. Glazier, like glazier donut? We call them glazed donuts. Do you call them glazier donuts? He installs glass. Oh, that's so cool. So he and I will definitely be there at the same time. So you're going to be sending good weather luck for both of us to Florida at that time. So here is half of the face with the spray foundation. It feels like there's nothing on my face. Throughout the day, it doesn't like melt or get gross or anything like that. So if you are looking for something for the holidays, for a wedding, just for yourself because you want to feel, have this kind of coverage possibilities, the spray foundation is going to be where it's at. If you've already been color matched by me, it's going to be the same color as the other foundations you've used. If you haven't been color matched, you are not going to want to wait. You can either comment below color match, you can send me a little message, because all of this stuff is on sale. And I am going to give you a warning. If you do love our foundations and you're like, girlfriend, I'm already stocked up. If you don't have your backup, you want to grab your backup while it's on sale, because people start to buy a lot of foundation in the fall. They lose their summertime tan. They're getting ready for family events. And so I would hate for you to be like, I'm fine, and have like half a bottle left and then run out, and potentially your shade could be out. So always stock up when things are on sale. That's a little smart makeup skincare tip for you. Whenever your everyday basics, your favorites are on sale, stock up. So Rachel says, so because my besties and I take a bit longer to get dolled up, we get up and going about 45 minutes before we wake up Doodles. Then we get her breakfast ready and eat something for breakfast, because we always bring snacks and on-the-go breakfast things. I love that. Then, says Rachel, we do her hair, and she likes to do her own makeup, and then we go and put out her outfit for the day so she doesn't get dirty. That is smart. I was thinking, like, my kids are frequently wearing t-shirts. We don't have big like dresses and things like that we plan on having them do. So I was planning on having them even sleep in their t-shirts. Good idea, bad idea, you let me know. I'm going to take that same lighter foundation in the shade Scarlet with that same blending bud that I did for on top of my eyes, and now I'm going to brighten underneath my eyes. So this is going to be bright. This is going to be bright, but it's okay, because I'm going to blend it together. But once again, this is a great kind of brightening concealer option if you've tried concealers in the past and they're just too thick or they don't lie beautifully on your skin. Getting the spray foundation in a shade or two lighter, or in my case, this is a few shades lighter, but hey, it'll be okay. I'm gonna blend it in because this is not my usual skin tone. It might fit the bill for you. And because I'm going somewhere humid, and I'm really, really liking how my skin handles the spray foundation when it's hot and it's long lasting and it doesn't feel heavy, this is gonna be probably what I do for my concealer. Rachel says, and I know it sounds crazy, but I highly recommend getting a stroller. They are big, hold your stuff well, and Doodles always ends up taking a nap. Okay, I was thinking that, Rachel, like, do I rent the stroller at Disney World itself, and I do that whole little thing where like you can get it wherever you want, or do I bring my own stroller? Felicity is 7, Reese is 9, and I know that they'll be like, Mom, we don't need strollers, but I can tell you already, my little Felicity, her feet, she's gonna get tired. I know it. I absolutely know it. And I know that Blake's gonna make fun of me if I get a stroller, and then when she wants to use it, he's gonna be like, thank you, Mary, you were super smart. So I'm just taking that same brush that I use to apply my regular face foundation, and you can see I'm just going along the edges where I had that concealer, just to kind of blend it so that there's no harsh lines, so it's not too awfully bright. But now my skin is where I want it to be. All right, so the Prime and Set spray, I told you, I'm going to be doing layers. So I'm now done with the foundation layer. I'm going to add a layer of the Prime and Set mist. If you have pores, fine lines, textured skin, your makeup doesn't sit proper, you just take a blending bud and you pat it gently in those areas of your concern. So for me, I get smile lines. I've got some like wrinkles here along the sides of my face. I don't know if those are called jowls or whatever, but I do also have some larger pores right here. And I wear sunglasses a lot, and so I'm trying to lock in my makeup pretty much in every other layer. I'm going to be locking it in with that Prime and Set mist to help combat that humidity. I also have some forehead lines, so I'm just patting it. I'm not pressing it too hard, but I'm blending and I'm melding that setting spray into the foundation so that way it just really, really works beautifully together. So Rachel says, yes, that is correct. You can rent the stroller at the parks. It's the best thing to do, and that way you don't want cranky kids at Disney World. Plus, it's great to have for holding water bottles, backpacks, souvenirs, etc. And it can be a battering ram. I'm totally kidding. Don't do that. I won't do that. Okay, so what is the downside though, Rachel, of having a stroller? Because I also heard that they're a pain in the butt and people take them and they get lost and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm chasing after this stroller, or I have to always worry about where I'm putting it. And do I rent in the beginning of the day or when my kid gets tired and crabby? Tell me. Inquiring minds want to know, Rachel. Okay, so situation if you have physical under eye bags or pores. When there's a bit of shine or sheen or a dewy finish to your makeup, those things can look in a way that you may not want to. You may love the dewiness in other areas of your face, but not these areas where it's more of an issue of texture, okay, or of pronounced baggage. That's where the setting powder comes into play. So setting powder is going to blur those imperfections and mattify those areas. So I just go in and I lightly pat it on my physical under eye bags. And then I'm going to also lightly pat it on the areas of my large pores. And then I like to go in anywhere where I get sweaty. So I get sweaty on my upper lip. I get sweaty on my chin. Chinny chin chin. I get sweaty up here. So if you wanted to keep some dewiness to your look, you do not have to set everywhere. And I mean, honestly, you don't have to use setting powder anywhere if you don't want to, but you can see the difference. See how the light reflects on this eye bag, but not this one? That's the translucent setting powder. So the translucent setting powder doesn't add color, it just mattifies it and it locks it in place and it makes it so it doesn't want to transfer. So great if you have more issues of texture or under eye bags or large pores, things like that you just want to diffuse and make them not be seen. Let's see. Rachel says, I don't think there are downsides to getting a stroller. Definitely rent at the beginning of the day. Also, when you're at the stroller renting spot, ask for first visit buttons. They're free. Yay. Thank you. And follow the stroller parking areas. They're all around. You can always ask a cast member where the stroller parking spots are. Awesome. 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 Look at you. Something new I learn every single day. I love it. So let's see what I have packed so far. I have packed swimsuits for me and the kids. I'm not packing Blake's stuff. He can do that. He can do his own stuff. I'm going to take some bronzer right now. Another great tip when you're traveling or if you're just trying to get out the door, you can use your bronzer as your eyeshadow, as that transition shade that I was talking about earlier. So I'm going to go in with my sculpting brush. I'm debating if I'm going to be bringing all of my extra face brushes. I might just bring one and let the colors blend. Let the blush and bronzer blend a little bit, but we're going to see. I mean, what's one more brush, right? What's one more brush? So I'm going around my hairline, and what this is going to do is because I did a fuller coverage foundation with the spray foundation, I need to add elements of dimension back to my face. So an easy way to think about that is making a 3 or an E around your hairline, your cheekbone, by your ear, and then underneath your chin. And this is going to add shadowing. It's going to slim your face down, get rid of that double chin, just add that dimension back that I got rid of by making my face a blank canvas. Let's see. Rachel says, we're all about making the Disney trip enjoyable and magical. We go to a Disney park every year and at least once minus 2020. Oh my gosh, that's amazing, Rachel. I love it. I'm afraid that we're gonna become addicted. I will say one of the really cool benefits to this being my children's first time to Disney is that they have no expectations. They don't know like what the hot new ride is or which ones they must go on, you know, because I know that obviously like as you become more invested in Disney and as you go more, there's gonna be favorite rides that you have and you're gonna know what are the popular attractions that you have to hurry up and get in line for or you might miss out on. And because this is my kid's first time, they don't know. It's all about like, it's all just for them. It's all about like, what do you want to go see? Oh, you want to go see the Country Bear Jamboree or whatever it's called? Like my daughter loves Berenstain Bears. So that's her, her top thing. She wants to go see this Bear Jamboree, which I obviously missed that one time I went to Disney because I was just an adult with Blake. And I was like, I don't need to see Country Bears, but she really wants to see it. So it's just kind of cute to see what they think is important, what they want to have on their must-have lists. And then, yeah, I'm just kind of thankful for this like first time brand new to it. All right, so I went in with that bronzer. I went underneath my cheekbones. I went a little behind my ears. You can see that added warmth and dimension to my face, which I absolutely love. Now I'm going to do a little bit, by a little bit, I mean a lot because I love me some blush. And this right now is my favorite shade for fall. If you're in the market for a blush shade that has a bit of a berry undertone to it, sorry, I'm being noisy. I've been changing up my office at the same time that I'm packing for Disney. Not the best idea that I've ever had. So this is the shade Surreal. It's got a nice like plum shade to it. putting it on my blusher brush. When you do blush, don't just like tap and then go. You want to kind of tap it so the product gets all over the brush head. I even sometimes swirl it on the top of the container. That's going to make sure that the whole thing has product as you sweep it on your face. So I'm going to go underneath my pupil to start and then upwards above that kind of bronzed line. And I love blush. I love blush, and I feel like at Disney, yeah, I can do some blush extra because I want to be a little princess myself. So I'm bringing it around my eyebrow and on this more higher point of my cheekbone. This is going to bring more attention to my eyes and adding that lift. If you've always just smiled and put a little circle there in the apple of your cheeks, I'm going to suggest to you that you try something new. Try some different blush placement. It is different for every single face and every single face shape. So you get to kind of do what you want, but this is something that I love, and particularly with this shade Surreal right now. Let's see. Rachel says, definitely make sure you get to see the Festival of Fantasy Parade and the Friendship Fair show that's in front of the castle. Both are so much fun, and you get to see a lot of characters if you aren't planning to do the meet and greets. We're not planning on doing the meet and greets, so that will be perfect. My kids, it's so crazy because my kids, like we keep telling them, okay, these are the people that you're going to be seeing there, and these are the things you're going to do. But because they've never gone, they really have no concept of like what it is. They're not sitting here being like, we need to meet Belle or we need to meet Rapunzel. Like they just don't. They don't even really watch commercials because we don't have like a regular TV subscription. So they just don't know. They haven't had all of those commercials that I know I had growing up. All right, what do you think about the shade Surreal? This is the shade Surreal. See that nice like plumminess and pink? Oh, I love it so much. And then I'm gonna go in with my highlighter. This is gonna be my magical little highlighter for the trip. Blushing. Oh, isn't it so pretty? Oh my goodness, did I bring my highlighter brush? Probably didn't, so I'm just gonna use an eyeshadow brush. I'm going to apply it right here. What is going off behind me? I hear like a machine, but I don't know what it could be because I don't have any other machines in here. At least I don't think I do. It's not this. We're going to say, oh, it's a light. I hear a whirring. I'm like, what is going on? All right, so right here I'm putting a little bit of highlighter. This is a beautiful pink shade, so it's a very kind of natural, not too in your face shade. And by doing this highlighters, it's gonna bring more things forward. So like the highest point of my cheekbone, that's gonna bring it out. It's gonna add those angles back to my face. I can even put some more under here, underneath my arch of my eyebrow. Another great place is that inner pop, that inner corner of your eye. You can also use this as eyeshadow. So multi-purpose products really are my jam, especially when I travel. All right, now I talked before about the setting spray mist. This is another point. So I've now done my foundation. I did setting spray. Now I have my bronzer, my blush, my highlighter. I'm gonna do another coat of the setting spray mist. It's mist, it's light, it's fine. This is gonna lock it in. Continue to lock it in. So no matter how long I'm at Disney, anything like that, I'll be good to go. My face looks wet. It's okay. It dries really quickly. But once again, if you have areas of concern where your makeup doesn't like to sit perfectly well, large pores, fine lines, around your sunglasses area, just take that damp blending bud and pat, pat, pat. This is not my everyday routine, friends. I do not do this every day. If you want to do every day, super duper long lasting makeup, go for it. But this is my routine for any time I'm going to be photographed. Weddings, and here we are, we're going to be at Disney. I want to look fabulous. I want to feel like a princess myself at Disney. I never want to look back and be like, oh, Mary, should have put a little something on, because I am going to have this routine down pat. And the more you practice your makeup routines, the faster they go. If you just do it for a wedding, for those occasional days here or there, it will take you longer. But if you practice it, it is going to become a quicker habit for you. Rachel says, speaking of princess, step into the bippity boppity boo to get pixie dusted. You make a wish and get sprinkled in pixie dust. All four of you could do it. Yay! So I don't need a reservation. I know that bippity boppity boo boutique, like they have reservations and all that stuff, and obviously I'm late. and could not do it. But I also don't know if my daughter would have wanted to do it. So I think we're going to be okay. I'm brushing through my brows. I'm not going to do any product to my brows today. I'm not going to do any, like brow liner, as the lips are the star of the show, but I am making sure that they're nice and cleaned. Get out of the way, fly. So that way I don't have foundation in it. Okay, let's get this party started. I want to do my lips. And then I will finish and do my lashes. So, or do I want to add a little setting powder? I think I'm okay right now because I did put setting powder on before. This is the shade called Feeling Fuchsia. It is linked in the link that I have in the comments. It's my brand new matte 10-hour wear lippy. I'm super, super pumped about this color. I tried it at convention and I was like, that's got my name on it. So this is gonna be a look that I do when I want the lip to be the star of the show. Now, with this cool applicator, it's shaped so that it can just fit your lips. When you wear a bold shade, here's how I recommend you do it. You don't put on too much product. Make sure that your lips have been, exfoliated. And then you're gonna start in the outside corner and swipe and then mush your lips together. And this is where it's awkward as a live video, because I can't talk. Look at that color payoff. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. So now I'm gonna go in and add the detail to my Cupid's bow and kind of lightly go around my lip structure. You could also, if you're a lip liner person, you could have done lip liner beforehand. But I will say the bolder the color, you want to take a little bit more time so that way you can see what you're doing. And this product is like a lipstick and a lip stain had a baby. It does have a matte finish, so it's not going to be glossy, it's not going to be shiny. You can put a gloss on top, but I will say when you put a gloss on top, it breaks it down sooner. So that 10-hour wear will not be 10-hour wear. Generally, matte lip products last longer. So I'm just using the tip of that and using it like a pencil, using it like a lip liner. And there we go. I think I did it. Not too shabby. I will say you're not going to want to have like gobs of this. I find a light coat works beautifully. Don't keep redunking. Just use what's left on that tip and you can go around and kind of fill it in and make sure that your lips look the way they want. So as I said, it's going to dry matte. It is 10-hour long lasting wear. It is not drying. It's got a lot of great nourishing ingredients inside of it. If you do like to have a little bit of shine, you can add obviously a gloss, a lip butter on top, but because it has more of a glossy finish to it, that will mean that it breaks down sooner. The only way, if I go like this and I just wear my matte lip without any gloss on top, the way it will break down sooner is if I eat greasy or oily products. So if I go and I have a salad and it has oil in the salad dressing, that's gonna break it down sooner. If I have, sorry, I've got like an itch on my nose and I'm trying not to scratch it. Oh, don't you hate that? It's like the moment you got your makeup on, you're like, really? This is when I have to have an itchy face? I can't handle it. Yeah, so oily products will break it down. So I'm just letting you know that I will have this in my bag just in case I do want to have something that's a little greasy at the park, or butter from the popcorn or things like that. But the bolder the color, the stronger and longer it is going to be staying on my lips. But what do you think about this shade? Feeling Fuchsia, so a really fun fuchsia shade because it's got that kind of berry undertone to it, the cooler undertone, makes my teeth look super white. And then it complements this eyeshadow that I've got going on. So let me finish the eyeshadow. Before I do that, I was debating whether or not I wanted to have some setting powder, but I think I'm going to because now my nose is itchy and I just want to get in there. So I'm going to use setting powder on the whole entirety of my face. This is going to lock it all in one last time. You know, I've been doing that setting spray, but this is going to help combat the shine and the humidity. It is going to mattify my makeup though. So if you're someone who really likes more of a satin to dewy finish, the setting powder is going to mattify it. But on the flip side, if you're someone who is sweaty or oily, or you just want to have it matte, setting powder is going to be your jam. So there's 2 different setting powders that you can get. This is the translucent setting powder. It's just kind of the perfect setting powder all around. And then I have a prime and set powder that is a 2-in-1 product. You can use it to prime your face and set your face. And that one is like hardcore, like matte and holds that makeup on. I've got friends who do Zumba with that stuff on and it stays on. So I'm gonna try that one probably tomorrow to see how I like that on the spray foundation for myself. But today I'm gonna finish it with this. Okay, let's go do some lashes, shall we? Oh, Rachel says that lipstick is very Disney princess. Must bring that. Yay, thank you. Oh, I'm so excited. So excited. The Bippity Boppity Boo is a little shop too with all kinds of princess stuff. Get pixie dusted for sure. Who are your kiddos' favorite Disney characters and their favorite Disney movies? Oh, great question, Rachel. So my daughter's favorite Disney princess is Rapunzel. And my son likes mostly Pixar stuff. They both have loved Encanto. I mean, they both have loved like a lot of the more recent movies. And a large part of that too is because they've come out while they've been kids, you know? It's interesting to watch more old-fashioned ones with them and then be like, oh, that's really kind of dark and scary, you know, like Snow White. Why is she trying to kill her? Why does she want her heart in a box? I don't know, guys. That witch is crazy. You know, honestly, like, I don't think that some of those movies would be made nowadays. So we've definitely still watched it all. They, you know, both of my kids, probably in their top 3 would be Peter Pan. They both love Peter Pan. So that's actually the little image that I have for my son on My Disney Experience app is Peter Pan for him. And I have my daughter's Rapunzel. They both are huge Toy Story fans. Going in with my Twisted mascara. This one's great because it's got a little wand and then it also has a big wand. And before this, I did put on my lash primer. What's wild is that my eyes are pretty oily, and if in the past, I've had to wear more of a waterproof mascara because my eyes, once again being oily, the oil would break down my mascara. But what I have found is that if I put the lash primer on, the lash primer, you can think of it as like a daily deep conditioning treatment, separates and really conditions those lashes. If I put the lash primer on, I don't have any of those issues. And it's just part of my body's composition. It's nothing to be wrong with the products. The products are fantastic. My mom has the same issue too. So I like to use the small wand to get really in close into the base of my lashes to create almost like a faux eyeliner look since I didn't do any, you know, real eyeliner for it. And now I'm going to go in with the bigger brush that has this awesome comb to it to add extra volume and separation. So they love Toy Story. They're not fans of Mickey. Both of them actually don't like Mickey and frequently refer to him as their nemesis. Thanks to my dad, who's like the sweetest person in the world, had this big Mickey stuffed animal and he would use it to wrestle my kids ever since they were babies. So now it's like a game where they're like, let's beat up Mickey, let's wrestle Mickey. Mickey's our nemesis. And before every single Disney movie, you've got Steamboat Mickey like, I can't even whistle right now. I'm like thirsty from talking all this time. But they will look at the movie and they will look at Mickey and they'll be like, Mickey, our nemesis. And as we've been preparing for Disney, they keep saying like, oh no, we're going to Mickey's house. So I keep telling them, like, don't be rude to Mickey. You know, they know that it's a character inside the costume anyway. I'm like, don't be rude. And actually the castle is Cinderella's castle. It's not even his castle. Like, yeah, everything you see is going to be Mickey ears, but like, there's no reason to hate on Mickey, you fools. So they know, they're old enough where they know they've just been joking now, but they're just not excited about Mickey and it cracks me up. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, so once again, taking that small wand, getting it right to the base of those lashes, and I press it in and wiggle, and that creates that awesome fake eyeliner that I was telling you about. So if you do have hooded eyelids or slightly hooded eyelids like myself, this is a great way to still give that definition to your lashes without actually putting like eyeliner on and getting rid of what little lid real estate you have. Hi Amy, thank you so much for the hashtag. How was your meeting? I know that you were meeting with Jack. Rachel says you definitely had to take our little lass to Tangled. It's a restroom area, but the whole area is themed Tangled, and it's near to the Peter Pan's flight ride. And there are hidden pastel chameleons to find there. Oh my gosh, that sounds so good. Yeah, my little lass is not a roller coaster person. We took her to this cute little land near us called Santa's Village. It's Christmas Disney, like year round. It's so fun. But she didn't like any of the kid like rides. She did the teacups and things like that. So I know she'll do teacups, but anything that could remotely be roller coaster, even though she's tall enough, even though she's old enough, I don't think she's going to want to go on. So I want to make sure that I have plan Bs in place that way, you know, Blake or I can trade off and on with our son, so that way he can go on the roller coasters that he wants to go on, and she can kind of do her own little adventures without it just being about shopping, because all she wants to do is shop. She doesn't even know that you can shop at Disney. Oh my gosh, once she finds out, we're going to be in trouble. So I am going to get them little Disney store gift cards, and we are going to be at the Magic Kingdom for a total of 3 days. We're doing park hoppers for the first 2. So my goal is like, let's see what you want, and then the last day you can buy what you want. Oh man, it's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a lot, but it's gonna be good. So there's a Toy Store area at Hollywood Studios. Perfect. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm just so excited. So this is one of the looks that I'm thinking about doing for my trip to Disney. You need to let me know your thoughts. I really made the star of the show this bright fuchsia liquid matte lipstick. They just launched yesterday. 10-hour wear, hydrating, non-transfer, so I don't have to worry about it. But this is the star of the show with a little bit of a complimentary eyeshadow look using palette 9. So I am going to try to see how many looks I can start practicing with palette 9, knowing that this most likely is going to be what I bring with me on my trip. And in it I used this shade here to kind of set everything. I used this matte pink as my transition. I used this deep kind of reddish pink for the outer V, and then I used this shimmer shade, which is by far my favorite inside this entire little compact inside this entire palette, on the inner 2/3 of my eyelid. If you like anything that you see here, I did include a shoppable link right in the comments. You can click that. You can keep anything you like. You can change things out. You can remove anything. I just added like everything I used, tools included in there. And of course I included my Prime and Set Mist. All face products, 20 to 25% off through Friday. And last but not least, if you are like, I kind of want to know a little bit more about what Mary does, I'm having an open house tomorrow at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, where I'm actually going to be speaking. I've been asked by corporate to speak and kind of share my story from like the beginning of what started me on this adventure to doing different makeup and stuff online to where I am now. So if you wanted to hear that, please let me know and I can send you an invite. You can watch it live and tune in and keep me company, because I'd love to see familiar faces there. And you can also catch the replay. It's going to be less than 30 minutes long, cameras off, so you don't have to worry about it. And I won't like, you know, hassle you or anything like that. But also, if you have thought about doing what I do, if you have thought about making a little extra money for the holidays, or maybe saving up for a Disney vacation yourself, or learning how to get more confident with the makeup and the skincare, or maybe you're lonely and you want to hang out with me more and hang out with some of the amazing members of Team Magic, I do have an incredible kit only available in September. You get a ton of makeup items plus a $99 coupon so that we can really help set you up for your best success for this business. And it can be as big or small as you want. If it's something where you just want a little extra money for diapers, or to get yourself a mani-pedi once a month, or if you are like, no, I want to save money, I want to like dream big, I'm here for it. I am here for all goals, big and small. You get to work with me one-on-one, and I help you towards those successes. And this is the best time to start. So let me know if that strikes your interest. You can put a heart in the comments, and that will be your little wink to me that you want to know more about what I do. If you want to go join the webinar, just click on my profile and you can see the sign up link there, the registration link. And if you have any questions whatsoever, of course you can always message me. You can comment below. Thank you ever so much. ever so much. Oh, Rose, you can click on my profile and you'll see the shortened link. It's where it says like Meet Unique and everything. So you can use that same link that's right on my wall. Thank you everybody so much for tuning in. I hope that you have a great day, and I will talk with you soon.